Hello students, it's been such a long time since we met. I hope you all are doing well. Uh, as we all know that our country has been passing through a really crucial time. In this lockdown period, we cannot go outside of the home and we have to stay inside the home. As a result of that, we cannot engage the lecture physically, but we can engage the lecture digitally. So today in this video lecture we will discuss paper 1 poetry and unit 4, that is about the poetry written by W.B. Yeats, and the poem which we will discuss today is the Lake Isle of Innisfree. Before we understand this poem stanza wise, it is important for us to get some idea about the poet. The full name of this poet is William Butler Yeats. He was from Ireland. He was one of the foremost figures of 20th century English literature. He was the driving force behind the Irish literary movement. He also gave his contribution in the development of Abbey theatre, and he has many well-known poems to his credit, like Leda and Swan, Sailing to Byzantium, Among the School Children, The Second Coming, and of course the Lake Isle of Innisfree. Before we understand the poem stanza wise, it is important for us to know about the title. The title is very suggestive. If we talk about the title of this poem is the Lake Isle of Innisfree. It is an actual place in a country called Ireland. It is an island. It is an island which is very peaceful and calm. And the poet of this poem, William Butler Yeats, lives in a city. He is fed up from city life. So he is in search of some peaceful place. And suddenly he reminds of this place, the Lake Isle of Innisfree. He makes decision that I will go to this place and get some peace there. The title of this poem is makes a reader curious. A reader wants to know more about this place. We will get further idea in a stanza-wise explanation. Moreover, if we talk about the type of this poem, then this is a lyrical poem. Lyrical poem means a poem which is easy to sing. This poem is divided into 3 quatrains. It has 12 lines. Now it is time to get the explanation in stanza wise. First of all, I will read the poem and then we will have stanza wise explanation. The poem is like, I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee loud glade. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. The midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. I will arise and go now, for always, night and day, I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey. I hear it in the deep heart's core. And here ends the poem. Now we'll understand this poem stanza wise. The very first 2 lines of this poem is like, I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. I, in the very first line, refers to the poet himself. He says that he wants to go to Innisfree. As we all know that Innisfree is a peaceful island Over there, he will build a small room or a small hut for himself using clay and small sticks. Small sticks refers to wattles in the stanza. Rest of the two lines of this stanza are like 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and live all alone in the bee loved glade. Which means, as he will need some food to eat also, so he will grow 9 rows of beans near his hut. Also, he will get the honey from the beehive. In fourth line, he says that the open space where he will build his room or hut will be full of the buzzing sound of the bees. Over there, he live all alone in peace and tranquility. Here ends the first stanza. Second stanza's first two lines are like, and I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. Which means, in this line, the poet says that when in Innisfree, he will feel peaceful, and he says that the feeling of peace is felt slowly and gradually. He describes how he would feel peaceful. In the morning time, when it is cloudy and the view is not very much clear, then it will appear as if the morning has worn away and hidden himself. This scene makes him feel peaceful. Moreover, he says that when the male cricket here means a type of insect, cricket will sing a song, that sound will bring him a peace. Rest of the lines of these stanzas are like, there midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. Which means, here in this line, the poet says that at midnight, when he will see the twinkling stars in the open sky, their sign will give him peace. And in the afternoon, when the sunlight will give a purplish glow, it will also give him a peace. And in fourth line, he explains, during the evening, when he will see the linnet bird flying in the sky, then also he will feel peaceful. The first two lines of the third stanza is like, I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. Here in this stanza, the poet says that now he will stand up and go to Innisfree, because all the time the sound of the lake waters striking the shores repeats in his mind. The final two lines of this poem is like, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. Here the poet says that whenever he is either standing on the roadway or on the grey colored pavements, he hears the sound deep in the most innermost part of his heart. Here, roadways and pavement are symbols that are used for city, He is fed up from city life, and whenever he goes outside and sees roadways and pavements, he reminds the Innisfree the most. Why? Because Innisfree is a very peaceful place. Then if we talk about the rhyming scheme of this poem, then you must have got that the rhyming scheme of this poem is A B A B. We have got the understanding of the rhyming scheme in the first sem, right? Then if we talk about the figures of speech applied in the poem, then you will surely get that H sound is repeated 2 times in the third line, and L sound is repeated 3 times in the 10th line of this poem. So here in this poem, the poet has used alliteration 2 times. Then the poet has also used personification in the 6th line of this poem, when he says that for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. Here the morning is being personified. We know that morning cannot wear a veil. Then the poet has also used metaphor when he compares clouds to veils. When in 6th line he says, dropping from the veils of the morning, he is using metaphor. Here the clouds are being compared with veils. So we can say that here in this poem, the poet has used 3 figures of speech, respectively alliteration, personification and metaphor. Here ends the explanation of this poem. If you have any query or question, then you can write down to me. Very soon I will send you another video lecture on another poem. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Bye bye.